Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode complex financial documents with a smirk and a healthy dose of skepticism. Get ready because Arrive AI's latest filing is a wild ride from groundbreaking tech ambitions to some eye-opening financial realities. Imagine a company trying to revolutionize package delivery with smart mailboxes and drones. Well, that's Arrive AI. They started back in 2020 and since then they've been all about developing this smart mailbox system designed for packages, goods, food, and even medicine delivered by robots or drones. Think of it as a futuristic mailbox that can interact with all sorts of delivery tech. But here's the kicker, they haven't actually started selling anything commercially yet. It's all about development pilots and big future plans. Now that lack of commercial operations is a huge red flag for investors. It's like judging a restaurant based on its beautiful menu pictures before anyone has tasted the food. All their projections and valuations are based on what might happen, not what is happening. This makes their stock pretty speculative, as the filing itself points out. Let's dive into the numbers and see how they're doing. For the first quarter ending March 2025, they had a net loss of about $1.9 million. That's a big chunk of change, especially for a company with no revenue. And if we look at the overall picture for the year ending December 2024, their net loss was over $4.5 million. They are burning through cash pretty fast just to keep the lights on and keep developing their products. Remember those projections we talked about? Well, they haven't based them on actual sales because there have been no actual sales. They are essentially betting on a future market that may or may not materialize. They've been busy changing their name too. Incorporated as Dronedeck Corporation back in 2020, they became Arrive Technology Inc. in 2024. This constant rebranding might signal a shift in focus or perhaps a bit of a scramble to redefine themselves in a rapidly evolving tech landscape. Now let's look at their balance sheet as of December 2024. Total assets were about $987,000, but they had total liabilities over $1.9 million. That means they had a stockholders deficit of nearly $1 million. Basically, they owe more than they own, and that's often a sign of financial strain. And then there's the cash situation. At the end of December 2024, they had just over $129,000 in cash. That might sound like a lot, but remember when we talked about their losses, their monthly burn rate is estimated to be around $200,000. So that cash would only cover less than a month of operations. They depend heavily on raising more money, which, as we know, is never guaranteed. The risks section is quite extensive and frankly it paints a pretty clear picture of the challenges ahead. They acknowledge their lack of commercial operations makes them highly speculative. They're also worried about their reliance on management, their insurance coverage, and the general economic climate. A big concern is the regulation of drones and robots, especially in urban areas. If these technologies face too many restrictions or accidents happen, people might not want to use Arrive AI's smart mailboxes if they rely on that technology. That could really hurt their business. And then there's competition. They're up against companies that have way more money and resources. Arrive AI sees itself as a pioneer, but in a fast-moving market, pioneers can quickly get overtaken if they can't execute. Then there's the exclusive patent license agreement with their CEO Daniel S. O'Toole. The company heavily relies on his patents, paying him a monthly fee and a royalty per unit sold. If they breach this agreement, it could become non-exclusive, potentially devastating their business operations. This is a classic related party transaction that investors need to watch very closely. Let's talk about Streeterville Capital LLC. They've committed to buying up to $40 million of Arrive AI stock through prepaid purchase agreements. On May 14th, Arrive AI closed its initial prepaid purchase with Streeterville for $4 million after discounts and fees. This means Streeterville is essentially giving them cash now in exchange for future stock. But here's the tricky part, the price they'll get for that stock could be much lower if Arrive AI's market cap drops or if they miss certain financial targets. This could lead to significant dilution for existing shareholders, a common issue with these types of financing deals. Looking at who owns the company, the CEO Daniel O'Toole is the clear majority shareholder, owning about 70% of the voting power. This makes Arrive AI a controlled company as per Nasdaq rules. While they claim they don't plan to rely on exemptions for controlled companies, the concentration of power in one person's hands is something to note. Now, for my take on Arrive AI, they're operating in an exciting and potentially massive market, autonomous delivery. Their patented technology and their vision for a smart mailbox platform could be game-changing. However, they are very early stage with no revenue and a significant cash burn. Their reliance on their CEO's patents and the complex financing deals with Streeterville Capital are notable risks. The future hinges on their ability to secure more funding, execute their product development roadmap, AP3, AP4 and AP5, and crucially gain market adoption. Right now, they're more of a bet on the future of delivery than a proven business. If they can navigate the regulatory hurdles, attract major partners, and actually start generating revenue, they could be onto something big. But the path ahead is definitely filled with challenges and a high degree of uncertainty. What do you all think about Arrive AI's prospects? Are their futuristic mailboxes the key to the future of delivery, or just a fancy idea stuck in development hell? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more exclusive content and discussions. See you next time.